So with regards to complaints against loss adjusters, what sort of complaints are going through at the moment, and what's it looking like out there in the industry?
Yeah, it's a pretty complex situation at the moment, and what we've seen in the last few years is that there seems to be a dearth of insurance loss adjusters generally, whether they're struggling to retrain or retain or hire loss adjusters, I don't know. But they seem pretty thin on the ground. I think there's a reluctance by insurance companies in certain situations to hire loss adjusters. They want to find cheaper routes to validating claims, and they often end up in contentious situations and dispute and complain. However, underneath all of that, complaints against loss adjusters gone up significantly, about 10% this year. And it was an article published in the Insurance Age that highlighted this in August. And I sort of feel it's slightly unfair, really, to loss adjusters, because I feel they're in a very difficult situation. I feel that they're being squeezed by certain insurance companies. They're being undermined by, certain low-cost validation companies out there. And I think in certain situations they're being let down by a lack of building contractors, a supply chain. So they're only as good as the supply chain, the people they can bring in. And loss adjusters at the end of the day have got two primary functions. One is to validate and assess quantum measure the loss, and the second function is to project manage the building repairs, from a higher level, and become that pivot between client and insurance broker and the insurance company as well. So it's a difficult situation, and complaints are up, definitely, and I think we can't ignore that. But I think from my own perspective, we look at it as an opportunity, not to gain from that, but really to bridge the gap by producing better reports, better information that allows loss adjusters to do their job efficiently and effectively. And we're advocates for loss adjusters. We think they fulfil a very important role in our industry, and whenever we find an insurance company unable or refusing to send out a loss adjuster, we canvass hard for loss adjusters to be sent out, because we know, if it's a Sedgwick, if it's a Woodgate and Clark, if it's a Crawfords, and McLaren's as well, there's others. If we know we're going to get one of those guys, we know the claim is going to be dealt with on a professional basis. Doesn't necessarily mean you can agree with everything that they say, but you know the rules of the game. You understand how this process works and how you can, you can drive your objectives successfully for everybody and come through it without, too much scarring. So, we do feel for adjusters at times. A lot of loss adjusters have become personal friends because we see them frequently, and we're essentially doing the same job from a different perspective. But it's tough out there for sure. Yeah.